Good afternoon, urban farmers. Well, I just thought I'd give you a quick look at my greenhouse and what I've got planted inside and how it's growing and so forth. I think the greenhouse was really good when obviously when it was winter, but as it's sort of getting hotter now, these little cheap greenhouses don't actually have any ventilation and so forth, so it's making it a little bit more difficult for me because I feel like the plants are cooking a little bit, maybe, I don't know. So I am definitely going to move them out, but before I move them out, I thought I'd show everyone how it's growing. But I've also got outside of the greenhouse a few plants which are growing in these little sort of mini greenhouse things, and they're basically just an assortment of seed starters, and I think it's worked really well. Initially I put those inside the house. I don't know, it was probably there for a week or two until they germinated. Once they germinated, I sort of put them outside, and in this little greenhouse thing, it's got a lot of north facing sun, so yeah, it worked out really well in the end. It's grown. It probably hasn't grown as much as it would have if I kept it inside in a bit of a warmer climate, but yeah, it's not a big deal. The only thing that I am upset about is I planted a lot of this stuff about 3 weeks ago, and we've had such bad weather since then. High winds, even frost well into spring, so a lot of my plants that I actually had died. If I get a chance at the end of this video, I'll show you some tomatoes that have sort of sprung up since last year in my garden. But yeah, let's go to the greenhouse. So you sort of have to step on it, and you open it and chuck the door on top. Okay, so it's getting a little bit stuffy in here. I don't know if the camera fogs up, hopefully it doesn't. So I've got a couple of things. One is a tree, and this is a feijoa tree, a couple of other shrubs there, and gives you a bit of more of a look. Then down here I've got grapes growing. These are some cuttings that I had from a friend. He was just throwing some away, so pretty much everything that was given to me I put in soil and it sort of started off. My wife's grandmother also gave me some cuttings that she was throwing away for her roses, and I've taken that, and then I've also got a couple of other things, and I'm pretty sure this is some type of pumpkin from memory. And then a bit more stuff down here. Then I've got a tomato plant which is quite big, probably about a metre in height or thereabouts, and this thing started growing in my garden, and then I replanted it in a pot and put in the greenhouse, and it's taken off like crazy. And I had a small pepino plant as well. It's probably, I don't know, 30-40 centimeters tall at the moment. It's okay. I mean, it was probably 5 centimeters when I put it into the greenhouse over winter, and it loves the humid, hot climate for some reason. That must be a humid, hot climate type of plant, I suppose. And then there's some more grapes here. Some of them are white grapes, some of them are red or black, whatever you want to call it, and then some more grapes up the top as well. So I've got quite a few grapes. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them, but given that they're about $16 a plant at our local store, Bunnings, I thought I'd just keep them around and give them to people or sell them or whatever when they take off or develop some roots. So let's go into the next greenhouse. By the way, these greenhouses costed me about $40 each, so it wasn't an awfully large amount of money, but it certainly wasn't too expensive. Oh, jeez, battling with the door. Okay, now this, okay, So in this greenhouse I've got a couple more things. I've got a little tree starting there. What was it? I forgot what that one was. I think that is actually some sort of a citrus, can't remember. Then we've got a boysenberry, and I've got a few boysenberry cuttings from my front yard, and that was really good to save some of those. And then I've got a few more grapevines and such. Then we go down here to some of my seed starts. Salad, I should say salad, I should say lettuce. Not the greatest idea to start in the greenhouse, but I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. Then my wife actually ended up putting all my seeds from the pumpkins into the dryer and the washing machine, and I thought they were gone, so I planted a whole heap, and the whole heap ended up actually taking off. So I had something like 64 plants, which I gave some away. And then we've got some more stuff here. A lot of stuff that I've never actually grown, like chives and so forth. What's this one here? Basil and so forth. Then I tried growing chestnuts. Nothing is actually happening there. I think it's just dead, so I didn't bother with that. And then we've got some more stuff here, and I think tomatoes are going to be my best friend, as well as pumpkins and a few other plants which seem to be taking off really well, and a few more tomato plants. And these ones actually started from seed, and they are in fact growing really well. And I've got a couple of other things there. Some of them didn't really take off, who cares. Then we've got these here. These are just my first try at starting to grow a lemon tree from cuttings. I mean, it's been there for 4 months now, so if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but it seems like it's there, so bit of an experiment for this year. And then Tassie berry. This was literally less than 2 centimeters tall when I first put it in the greenhouse, and it's taken off quite well. And some more tomatoes. So I've got hundreds of tomato plants, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's basically that. A lot of these plants, what I've done is I've given some cow manure, I believe. Yes, it was cow manure on top, with some potash and some blood and bone and so forth, and just spread it on the top. I mean, it's sort of a bit more evident here with this plant, and it's started growing really well. And because I do get a lot of snails, I put a bit of a snail killer thing there. Not exactly the best thing to do, I wouldn't recommend it, but I had such a big problem where half my plants were going missing, so I sort of unfortunately had to take a very drastic decision on that. So do I recommend this? Yeah, I definitely recommend having a greenhouse. I think it really is beneficial. I mean, over the winter you can start your stuff a lot earlier, and perhaps even plant it a lot earlier, and you'll probably get the crop earlier. What I would probably suggest, I'm nowhere near sort of experiencing this, but I'd say plant some stuff so it fruits early and all that sort of stuff, and then you would do some stuff a little bit later, so you've got more of a coverage throughout your season. So plenty of space in these little greenhouses in comparison to how much they actually cost. It's really just plug and play. It wasn't really hard to do. And yeah, I suppose I started off with one and noticed that I was just packing so much in there, and it just wasn't letting in light in because I was having shoals pretty much everywhere. But yeah, got a new one, and now I've got 2, and I think that's sort of, for the moment, it's probably enough. I might actually get another one down the track, but my thought is to build a 3 meter by 3 meter greenhouse for the next season, so I might even get rid of these 2 from here, but we'll see how it all sort of turns out. But at the moment it's really good. I think it definitely is worthwhile. Alright, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, or at least a little show of the greenhouse. I've got plenty of other videos. I think The one that I might do next is on the garden beds that I built. I actually built quite a few. Didn't get to film that, but what I'll do is I'll probably run you through how I built them on, and sort of fill them up and all that sort of stuff, and what I use in there. And if you can, you might even be able to provide me some suggestions of perhaps what to do better in the future. And I'll sort of run you through the tools that I've used and all that sort of stuff. So it worked out really well. Yeah, so I'm hoping that will be my next video. All up until then, take it easy, and I'll see you then. Bye.